Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Asshat Podcast on YouTube. And I don't cover wrestling on here that much, even though I'm a really big wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling regularly since I was about 4, so 40 years. Quite a long time. Yeah, I take my spells where I don't watch every week. I'm in currently one of my things where I have not watched well, let me put it this way. I've not watched WWE every week for quite a while now. I do watch Ring of Honor pretty much every week. I watch Major League Wrestling every week. I watch New Japan that gets aired on on Access every week. I watch Women of Wrestling every week. I try to watch Impact, aka TNA, every week, but I don't always catch it. And then I keep up with my local indies somewhat. But this is, as far as I know, as of last night I heard, what I'm fixing to show you, this is 4 DVDs, and these 4 DVDs, at least the first 2, were the best-selling wrestling DVDs of all time. This is Grandmasters of Wrestling, Volume 1. Over 1 hour of great matches and exclusive behind-the-scenes interview. We got King Kong Bundy, the Olympian Ken Patera, Iron Mike Sharp, Devin Storm, and more. Oh, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. So on the cover here we got Superfly, who's dead now, who pretty much killed somebody and got away with it. Ken Patera, who spent time in jail. Iron Mike Sharp, I'm pretty sure Iron Mike Sharp's dead. Devin Storm, best known as Crowbar in WCW towards the dying days. And then King Kong Bundy, who, good wrestler, just really doesn't do much anymore. What we got on the back here? We got here. Okay. The classic wrestlers from the golden age of wrestling return in this amazing spectacle. The Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkoff, he's also passed. Classy Freddie Bell, he's also passed. Are just some of the legends of the ring featuring this compilation of matches. Some others include Ace Darling versus Dangerous Devin Storm. Now, it's been a little while since I've watched these. I cannot remember which one of them. One of these guys was, his valet was Dawn Marie. Best known for her time in ECW and then WWE. Decent match. Probably, honestly, the best match on here. Now, these are all about an hour long. No extras. Photos courtesy of Wrestling Review. Okay, our second match. King Kong Bundy versus Iron Mike Sharp. By this time, Sharp just didn't have it anymore. He was too old, too beat up. The Metal Maniac versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Now, this is a match from when I'm talking to people for years and years and years, probably a 10-year period, all over the Northeast. And these took place in New Jersey, as far as I know. All over the Northeast, you'd have Metal Maniac versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka. It was like a long-running rivalry. And I always wondered why. I'd see, like, listed in PWI and all that, the results. Oh, I gotta get a sip of drink here. Excuse me. And it turns out, basically, Metal Maniac just drove Superfly to every show, and they just had the same match over and over again. It's okay. Of course, they've had the match so many times by this time. You figured it'd be an okay match. Superfly, I mean, he was old. I never realized how old Superfly was when he, hit his peak of popularity in WWF back in, what was that, 85, 86, I didn't realize how old he was then. So by the time this was done, this is late 90s. Well, probably about 96, 97. This is Maccabee Mania. It was a fundraiser to try to get some fencing team sent to the Olympics. Remember right? You have the Mighty Maccabee, which I'll get into that later. All right, so you got those 3 matches. The disc ain't nothing special. Grandmasters of Wrestling. This was a Digiview release. Of course, everything comes out from Digiview. It was $1 when they originally come out. And these, now I'd say Digiview DVDs a lot of places. Dollar General, Family Dollar, Walmart, Fred's. A lot of places carry it, but the only place I ever saw these wrestling ones was at Walmart. And I got all these back in, got the first 2 in like 2005-ish. Somewhere around there. Probably around fall of 2005 I grabbed them. And I got the next 2, which they all came out around the same time. This is listed on the back. It's coming out in 2000. Okay, I know that's not right. It says 2006. I know that's not right because I had this in 2005. The only reason I remember that is because a hurricane hit where I was living at the time. And we evacuated. And we came to where I live now. And I picked these up on the way. We stopped somewhere and got like something to eat and ran into a Walmart and I grabbed these first 2. So I know that's wrong on the back. I don't remember which one of these shows is one. I think the second volume actually happened before the first. I'm not exactly sure. And these are, another thing to point out is that, and I didn't notice this obvious, didn't notice it being so obvious, so somebody pointed it out to me now. I'll be honest, when I'm watching wrestling, I'm not really paying attention to the commentary teams anymore. WWE's commentary got so bad that I just zone it out. It's just so bad. And I really don't pay attention to the crowds that much. because the crowds are annoying as fuck. They really are. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of these modern crowds that are there to try to get themselves over. I didn't pay to watch you and listen to you. I paid to watch the wrestling. But the crowd is, it's obviously piped in crowd noise, because you hear like this loud crowd, rah, cheering and clapping, and they're panning around, and everybody's just sitting on their hands. And this one took place in what appears to be like some kind of high school gym, something like that. But yeah, high selling, and these are actually, they're not valuable, considering they cost $1 back in the day. These, on average nowadays, you're going to pay about $10 a pop, and they're not worth the $10. $1, they're entertaining. Besides that, yeah. So that's the first one. This is the second one. We got Master of the Camel Clutch, the Iron Sheik, Classy Freddie Blassie singing Pencil Neck Geek, the Russian Giant Nikolai Volkoff, plus Bam Bam Bigelow, Ken Patera, and more. On the back here, classic wrestlers from the golden age of wrestling return in this amazing spectacle. Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkoff, and Classy Freddie Blassie are just some of the legends of the ring featured in this compilation matches. Some others include Nikolai Volkoff versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Okay, of course, Bam Bam's dead now. Nikolai's dead. Iron Sheik versus the Mighty Maccabee. The Mighty Maccabee, and I can't remember the guy's real name. He's the one that kind of promotes this. Excuse me. He was trained to wrestle. He's a fencer. And the Maccabees have something to do with Jewish history and like religious history. I'm not real sure. I'll be honest. I have not. I grew up in the Deep South. I've lived in the East South. I've not known too many Jewish people. I really have. And that I'm interested in it because they reading up on the Jewish religion. There's some interesting stuff in it. But excuse me. That was your main event. Plus, Nikolai Volkoff singing Hava Nagila. Nikolai Volkoff could actually sing. Remember, he was kind of known for in WWF for singing the Russian national anthem, and then the U.S. one when he became a citizen. Classy Freddie Blassie singing Pencil Neck Geek. And this is great. They get Classy Freddie Blassie out there. He sits down in a chair, and he has the words in front of him, a sheet of paper, and singing, and the crowd's supposed to sing along, and the crowd's just kind of like, who is this old guy? This one, the Iron Sheik versus Maccabee, by this time, Iron Sheik just can't do anything. He is so old and so beat up, and Volkoff versus Bam Bam, this one's worth, at least the other one had two decent matches. The Hava Nagila and Pencil Neck Geek is probably the best things on here. And Ken Patera, they keep on mentioning, he's just doing commentary, and he looks nothing like that with the blonde hair in the build. This guy, he's chubby, he's got brown, curly hair. He looks like, okay, this might just be a southern thing, but everybody I knew growing up, you lived in these, if your father wasn't this, he had a buddy that was this. Oh, I got my car's messed up, needs this change. I'll go to, I'm just going to pick a name. I'm calling Fred. We'll go to Fred's house this weekend. The guy that always works on cars, he's kind of chubby, kind of goofy looking, but he knows car, and he'll fix your car for the cost of parts plus like a case of beer. That's what Ken Patera looks like this, and he sucks on commentary. Let's see what this disc looks like. And the same thing, it just says Volume 2 on it. All right. So that's all I knew of these for a while. There's just them two. And I was happy. And there's two. There's one other wrestling DVD from Digiview that I know of. It's called Rodman Down There. And I got to find my copy. And I know a lot of people have already reviewed these online. I don't give a fuck. Well then, let's make sure I got these. Okay, this is Volume 1. What year does this say? This says 2006, but I didn't find these in 2007 or 2008. Probably 2000. This is over 1 hour of great matches and exclusive rare Raw's in red in the same font that Monday Night Raw is in footage. Grandmasters of Wrestling First Blood, Volume 1. Now, I don't know why they call it First Blood, because I don't remember there ever being any blood on these shows. The Russian Giant. Okay, I mean, Nikolai Volkoff was not a short man. He's probably 6'3", 6'4", but I wouldn't consider that a giant. I mean, that's, for his time period, that's taller than average, but fuck, I'm taller than average, and I'm not a giant. Versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Yeah, I don't think that match happened. This is, now somebody correct me, is that or is it not Oliver Humperdinck right there? Oliver Humperdinck in all this shit. Iron Sheik, Iron Mike Sharp, plus special women's match, Misty Blue versus Linda Dallas, and more. Now, Bam Bam is not on this show. This is the one, this is the second release, but I think it happened first, another one of the Maccabee Manias. This one appears to be happening underneath a tent in somebody's driveway. It really looks like some rich kid wanted a wrestling show for their birthday, so the parents fucking got a ring, got a bunch of wrestlers, and put on a fucking wrestling show for him. And, well, I hope they didn't pay a lot. Because, like, the wrestlers are coming out of what appears to either be a house or a train station. I'm not sure which. Misty Blue versus Linda Dallas, and more. Let's see what we got on the back here. Step into the ring with some of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Cheer on your favorites such as Iron Sheik, Bam Bam Bigelow, and the Mighty Maccabees. They battle each other for wrestling glory. Watch as these giants fly through the air, throw hard-hitting punches, and lay the smack down on their opponents. Each wrestling match is sure to pin you to the back of your chair with excitement. Okay. Nikolai Volkoff singing Have a Go, not on here. Wrestling Freddie Blassie singing Pennsylvania Geek, not on here. Iron Sheik versus the Mighty Maccabee, I think that's a tag match, actually. And Nikolai Volkoff. This basically, they just reprinted what was on the backs of these old ones, and none of this shit's on here. The Linda Dallas, Misty Blue Sims, Misty Blue match is on here. And it's not good. And it's horrible. And, oh man. And honestly, now I'm thinking about it, this is probably one of the few Misty Blue matches I've ever seen. She's one of those, I remember the name. I remember seeing the name constantly in the wrestling magazines, but where I grew up at, it was just antenna. There was no cable out where I grew up at. I mean, I grew up in a very, very rural area. And to top it off, not only was it a rural area, but about 60 to 7% of the population out where I grew up at all belonged to this one church that they didn't believe in owning TVs. The antenna was the devil's pitchfork. And you didn't have TVs. Instead, they'd have computer monitors hooked to the VCR so they could go rent movies. And fuck it. I don't even know the name of the church. It was like Simply a God, I think it was. It's Fort Lake, Mississippi. After I got out of high school, there was a chain of video stores in my town. It's called Homeport Video. They opened up when the naval Homeport opened up Pascagoula, and they had like a store in Pascagoula. Well, the guy who ran them, his little sister, her and I are like 10 days apart in age. And he was my bus driver for years. He's about 4 years older than me. Knew him very well. His name's Bo. We opened up the one in town, Homeport Video. It did fairly well. I mean, this is back. He opened it up. And when he opened it up, Blockbuster had not invaded town yet. We did not get a Blockbuster until sometime in 94. He opened it up. It did pretty good. Well, his dad needs something to do. So he opened up another Homeport Video out where I lived, out in Fort Lake. And it was a little bitty tiny place. And they rented stuff. Well, getting back to the people that didn't own the TVs. Well, he also had a store over in Goshen, Mississippi. Now, I grew up in Moss Point, right outside of Moss Point. The next town, if you're heading west, was Pascagoula. The next town, if you're heading west past Pascagoula, is Goshen. Well, one time I went to the store out where I lived, and I don't remember what movie I was looking for. He's like, we don't have it, but Bo has it at either his Gula or Goshen store. I can call and have him hold it for us. All right, cool. I got to work tomorrow. Or I had to be in town for something. He's like, let him hold it. I'll come by tomorrow and pick it up. So the next day, it was the Pascagoula store. I had a thing for, no, is it? Yeah, it was the Pascagoula store. So, like, the next day, I'm in town taking care of business, grocery shopping, all that shit. And I go to the store to rent the movie. I can't even remember what it was now. This is 92, 93, somewhere around there. And the chain of Homeport out by me didn't carry porn. That was part of the thing. They weren't even really supposed to, like, because of that church out there, they were, like, real strict on even renting R-rated stuff. They didn't have porn. But the ones in Pascagoula and Goshen had porn. And, porn sells. Say in Mississippi, it's hard as hell to get a hold of porn because most companies won't ship to it, so porn rentals are still big. So, porn. Well, the porn room is in the back, big door, blah, blah, blah. So I'm up at the counter, and the girl running the store time is somebody I've grown up with. I've known the girl since like first or third grade, somewhere around there. I was like 8. I can't remember. I think it was Leslie Brown, but I'm not sure on that. Well, I'm talking to her, and then all of a sudden, coming out of the porn room, I see Tim Colley, the head of the Assembly of God Church out where I am. Another one of the Collies, and I don't remember his name anymore. He had a son about my age I was close friends with. And then I saw somebody else from that church. I don't think, and they got their arms just packed full of tapes. And they're all porn. When they see me, I walk away from the camera, pretend like I'm looking at something. They walk up there and they check out and get the hell out of there real quick. So I asked the girl, hey, do me a favor, pull up their rental history for me. They were coming like every week or so, maybe every 2 weeks to the store in Pascagoula thing. I guess thinking, it's not out where we live, nobody's going to notice us. And renting like 10 and 15 porn tapes a piece. And then they bring them back in a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days. So I think it was like 3-day rental. So I busted them renting porn. But like I said, no cable hour grew up. So the only rest I really got to see, sorry, I'm on a tangent. There was we had WWF. It started off, we just got Wrestling Challenge, and then we got Superstars and Wrestling Spotlight. There was, of course, Mid-South. I got Florida, Championship Wrestling for Florida. We got World Class for quite a while. We got Memphis. We got Continental. We had Glow, Gulf Coast Championship Wrestling. While they had a TV, show. We got that. But we did, well, and we got one of the syndicated Jim Crockett WCW shows, but we did not get the main one, the Mothership on TBS. I didn't see it a lot. I never saw Misty Blue. Like, maybe once or twice I'd be at somebody's house, I had cable, I'd catch her, but I never saw her wrestle. So this is one of the first times I've seen her wrestle. And a little piece of trivia I found out, and I've never seen this movie, but Misty Blue and Linda Dallas are in a porn movie. Like, back at the late 80s, I think it was. Because there was like two, my understanding, I've done some research on this. Back then, there was two groups of women wrestlers. There was the Moolah crew, which was, most of them were trained by Moolah, and they were not really that great. They were hair pull, and, kind of what you think when you think of women's wrestling back in the day, just not real good wrestling. Then you had the Misty Blue crew, who Misty Blue led, and they actually could wrestle well. Her and Linda Dallas, and somebody else from their group, and I've never heard who it is, did a porn. And this was like one of the big things in tape trading for years, the Misty Blue and Linda Dallas. And after seeing this now, of course, these ladies are getting older, but, ooh, Jesus, I don't know if I'd want to see that. Let's see what this disc looks like. Oh, at least they changed it up a little bit. Grandmasters of Wrestling, First Blood, Volume 1. And this is about an hour. I want to say one of the matches on here is like Cheetah Master versus Ace Darling. And it's not the Cheetah Master that went on. It's not Cheetah. Is it Cheetah Master? Oh, shit. I wish I'd wrote this shit down. It's one of the gimmicks that either Rocco Rock or Ted Petty, I don't remember which one of the two guys from Public Enemy, used before they became Public Enemy. And it's not that guy. Like I said, and it's shot from the crowd, and whoever's filming it doesn't know how to frame shit. I mean, I'm not the best at framing stuff. They definitely don't. There's a lot of times where you're just seeing like feet and shit. But, okay, then we got our final one here. Another over an hour, blah, 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 blah. Baron Von Raschke, Killer Kowalski, special appearances from Jimmy Superfly Snuka and King Kong Bundy. Yeah, I think Killer even has, I think Dominic DeNucci's on here. It's like the first time I ever saw Dominic DeNucci wrestle. This is one of those guys that I'd heard the name for years. And most I know about is from Mick Foley's books. Let's see what we got. The stars are pro wrestling around. They're ready to pummel anyone who steps in the ring. You'll be screaming and cheering for your favorites such as King Kong Bundy, Iron Mike Sharp, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Watch exciting matches as well as exclusive behind-the-scenes interviews you can't find anywhere else. Do you think you have what it takes to step in the ring with these masters of wrestling? And we get a listing of the matches from the other one. This is the main event, which I remember it was a tag match with the Mighty Maccabees. These, besides just being horrible, they're probably best remembered for an interview with Iron Sheik, and I think it's on the first ones. Well, where he's talking about all his intelligent Jew fans. The intelligent Jew fans really love the Iron Sheik, and Iron Sheik. It's just fucking hilarious. Anybody out there? I mean, I hear about the first two fairly often. Maybe out there remember the First Blood ones? I until just recently, like in the last year, I never heard anybody ever mention them. I thought they were kind of unknown. And whatever happened to Digiview? I mean, did they have a website listed? I don't see one. I'd love to know if Digiview's still around, because they put out some decent shit for $1. I mean, hell, I had a huge collection, especially a lot of the cartoon stuff. But yeah, fucking Grandmasters of Wrestling. 4 hours of wrestling, $4, and there's maybe 3 matches total worth watching. But they're definitely wrestle crap. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Sorry I went off on some tangents there about crazy churches out where I lived and not having cable and people renting porn and all that, but just whatever pops in my head. I do these kind of stream of consciousness, and I've been told by a couple people they really enjoy that. So hope you did. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, give me that thumbs up. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.